Mode 7, the Locrian scale. This is the final tutorial in the series on the modes and the final mode. So theoretically now you should know all the modes, and if you don't, it's well worth going over the tutorials on the modes several times until you've got them. These scales are in constant use in guitar solos and songwriting for the guitar, so it's well worth you getting to know them. As with the previous modal scales we've studied, the Locrian scale that we're studying comes directly from the C Ionian or the C major scale, and therefore it's in the key of C. The Locrian scale we'll be looking at is the B Locrian scale, and that's because this is the one that's based in the key of C. The reason this scale is called the B Locrian scale is because it starts on the B in the 7th fret of the bottom E string and finishes on the B in the 7th fret of the top E string. However, this still follows the pattern of the Locrian scale, which is 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. In this tutorial, we'll only be looking at one shape for the B Locrian scale, and that's because the shape we're using is the most closely related to the shape of the Ionian or the major scale, and therefore it should be a lot easier to remember. Right, let's learn to play the B Locrian scale. Firstly, play the 7th fret of the bottom E string with the first finger. Play the 8th fret of the bottom E string with the second finger. Play the 10th fret of the bottom E string with the 4th finger. Play the 7th fret of the A string with the first finger. Play the 8th fret of the A string with the second finger. Play the 10th fret of the A string with the 4th finger. Play the 7th fret of the D string with the first finger. Play the 9th fret of the D string with the third finger. Play the 10th fret of the D string with the 4th finger. Play the 7th fret of the G string with the first finger. Play the 9th fret of the G string with the third finger. Play the 10th fret of the G string with the 4th finger. Play the 8th fret of the B string with the second finger. Play the 10th fret of the B string with the 4th finger. Finally, play the 7th fret of the top E string with the first finger. Now, let's see and hear that played again more quickly with a metronome. Your eventual goal with these scales will be to try and memorize them all. However, don't put yourself under any ridiculous time restraints. Just think you may be playing the guitar for the rest of your life, and then if it takes you a year to memorize a few scales, that's nothing in the overall scheme of things. However, if you prefer just to learn one or two, then take those and speed them up. You can do this with or without a metronome, and just keep pushing yourself a little every time to go a little bit faster. Remember though, don't sacrifice the cleanliness of the scale for speed. Try to keep the scale as clean as possible. If you find it useful to see or print out the ebooks of these scales, then you can find the link down below in the description. And if you enjoyed this tutorial and want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe and allow notifications. That way you'll know when I upload new tutorials. Also, I'd like very much to thank you all for watching. It's only worth making new videos if there's people there to watch them.